Hey, I'm going to probably get us back on track, retime after Janet selfishly took an extra 5 minutes. No, it's all good stuff. We're all excited about the co-ERM. And really, I mean, a lot of what I'm going to say is pretty self-evident. We have done a rebrand. We have a new website. But I'll go into a wee bit more detail just about the steps we've taken and what that means for you guys as our customers going forward, particularly in the realm of the support that we provide. So remember this? Now we have this. This is lens 1, lens 2. So yeah, we've got a new look. We've had a makeover. To give you a wee bit of background to the whole process, way back in March 2021, a wee website review group was set up in PTFS Europe. That was the kind of very first step. A few months later, I started working with PTFS, and Andrew tasked me with kind of overseeing the project, and he became project sponsor. So with that, I sort of took the reins a wee bit with the review group, thought about what improvements could be made in terms of user experience, search engine optimization, and also our content and social media integration as well. And it was really good because I just started. Also, Odd and Jake Derry and the tech team had just started. So it was kind of good to get fresh eyes on it, especially with Odd and Jake having come from customer organizations as well. They provided really great feedback. So from September, we started having kind of initial meetings talking about what annoying things kind of were niggling at us at the website, and the kind of real obvious high points of things that we wanted to change. And then over the kind of next few months, put together a little website review document that just really slated the old website, really tore it a new one. It was about 10 pages long, and it went into things like, it looked at our analytics and things like that, and researched kind of like similar websites, just trying to get a sense of what we wanted. That was the initial scope of what turned out to be an entire brand refresh, as we now know. So why change? Everybody loved the old logo and was always telling us how lovely it was on the website. And it was grand, but you know, there's good reason to change. Firstly, you know, PTFS is changing and growing a lot. Certainly the past kind of year and a bit since I've been working for PTFS, there's been a lot of change in terms of us expanding, a lot of new people starting, some old favourites leaving, and moving into kind of just increasing our span across the UK in terms of libraries that we look after. So to kind of reflect as well, you know, it's time to kind of reflect on our core capabilities, our value propositions, all these kind of business speak things. But to put it into kind of more genuine terms, it's time to kind of draw renewed interest and make thoughtful changes as a result of that. But also, we just kind of wanted to get across that we are a modern, dynamic, and virtual company. And as well as that, you know, we want a slick website that kind of shows us to be a credible digital partner and a fun, fresh look for the team. The word that kept coming up whenever we were initially looking at the website and the branding was corporate. Andrew touched on that a wee bit this morning. And that's just not us. It's not a word that really speaks to us or how we see ourselves. So we just really wanted to, you know, have something that felt was actually reflective about how we like to think of ourselves, which is kind of just like friendly, nice bunch of guys that you like working with. As well as that, one of the main kind of value propositions that we like to think we offer is our customer support. It's our priority. To be really excellent at supporting our customers. And really that should carry over to a website that works and is easy to navigate. Beforehand, with our old website, about 80 to 90% of visitors were unique visitors. It's not somewhere that uses customers were going to access support in any meaningful way. We just wanted to have more of a space for you to go online and just maybe be able to self-direct for a bit of support, find more resources, especially because we're a virtual company. It's so important to kind of meaningfully engage with you guys in an online way. So getting into 2022 then, we had a review document. We knew what we didn't like. We surveyed our customers in the first newsletter, you might remember as well, to get some feedback from you guys. And we very much had a strong sense of what we didn't like, as I say. The remit had expanded from there to an entire brand refresh. So we decided that we needed to sort of look beyond ourselves at PTFS Europe and outsource the project because it was going to be quite extensive. So the start of this year, I started researching design agencies that were local to me. So I live in Portsmouth, so I was looking at places around Bournemouth, Southampton, and Portsmouth. So I think initially we'd kind of done a bit of research, shortlisted about 5 organisations that had like initial virtual meetings with, narrowed that down to 3 that we sort of did a Dragon's Den kind of pitch with me and Andrew.
They didn't have jelly beans.
Exactly, yeah. We had to judge them on how like fun and cool their whole kind of marketing presence was as well. But yeah, it worked out really well. We ended up working with Yes Creative, not because, but they also happened to only be located 10 minutes down the road from my flat. So it was really good. I mean, that was such an asset. Like, to be honest, you know, the other ones we saw, they were good in various ways. But Yes Creative delivered a really personalized response to the design brief that we put out, and there was nothing cookie cutter about what they presented us. And we really thought, they get us. And you know, they were, while they didn't have jelly beans to offer us or anything like that, they did have like a French bulldog called Ralph. They were like, you know, always wearing like cool beanies and stuff. And I was like, yeah, this is what we need, a bit of this vibe. But yeah, so that was really handy. Again, because they were so close to me, it ended up being that I could really micromanage it and really breathe down their necks and show up unexpectedly sometimes, drop in, just keep them really on edge, so that they were focused on the project and on delivering it. But not really, but you know, it was just good. I was calling in maybe every fortnight to have meetings with them and just keeping tabs on the project as it was going. And I think, like, you know yourself, oftentimes, like when you have just solely a virtual relationship, it is harder to get quite as much. I just know well from being here, it's lovely to do things face to face. Also got a lot of insight throughout the process from the wider team. I think the company by nature is quite democratic, and we always like to hear each other out. And ultimately, we did want something that was reflective of all of us. And I really think that was achieved by kind of taking into account a cross-section of like voices from the team, whether they were like customer service, tech team, sales team. And yeah, as a result, I didn't get to make decisions unilaterally as I would have liked maybe, but that was for the best ultimately, I think. But yeah, so you've seen a lot of our stuff already. I mean, like, I think the illustrations that they made for us, especially this bookcase one, like, you know, we don't owe a penny on that. That has already paid for itself 10 times over. We're getting really good use out of that on all our like slides and presentations and banners. We've got our lovely stickers. If you haven't picked any up there at the beginning when you were signing in, be sure to get some. They're nice, good quality ones. But we've got a wee short like roundup. This is from a post that they made, which kind of summarized the work that they did with us. And so that's our lovely landing page on our website there. Some fun like icons that they made for us. And it's all like nice bespoke stuff. It's really nice working with the S Creative particularly because they're not only kind of a bunch of web designers or techie people, like they've got illustrators on the team, stuff like that, and they're quite into initially doing things by hand and stuff like that. So I think the result's something really nice and special. These are wee banners you may recognize from here and outside. Yeah, yeah. And look, here's our wee bookcase again, along with the lesser spotted computer illustration. But we're getting good use out of it today on some of the slides I'm noticing. They posted about us there on their Instagram. That's where these images come from, as I was saying. And they did quite a nice little write up for us. It was a bit of a plug for us. They wrote, we recently worked with PTFS Europe on their new visual identity and a complete website redesign and build. PTFS Europe is leading the way in open source library systems. And that was, we didn't ask them to write that. But they're right, we are. And they wanted their rebrand and website design to showcase their core values of community, open communication, and innovation. They wanted an identity that was engaging and forward-thinking, yet still personable, and that would make them stand out from the crowd. Illustration, bespoke iconography, and colour were used across all marketing assets and the website to bring their brand to life. And I think that's like that's the way to end it. Like they did bring our brand to life. But as well as that, moving forward with our whole new look, we don't want to be all fur coat and no knickers. We're keen to kind of capitalize on this whole refresh as a time to also reflect on the most important thing we do as a company, which is support our customers. You know, I've alluded to stages in the process where the thinking was on kind of the end design and the website usability for our customers. And we've got an additional support form now on the website, as well as dedicated product support pages that better collate the kind of product information. And we'll also be adding additional support resources, like the type of documentation that you maybe would have had ready access to on implementation that maybe gets lost in the ether somewhere in the Google Drive later in the process. We've also upped our communication again. Andrew touched on this morning with our customer Slack, additional blog content in the form of 2 new specific series. We've got our wee help desk hints that tackles kind of unusual questions that have come up via the help desk and stuff like that, as well as back-end briefings that gives you a little insight into back-end of our products. And then also we're hoping to just have more general content posted regularly on library sector things that might be of interest and open source community things that again might be of interest. But as I say, there's been a lot of growth and a lot of change in PTFS. Yeah, yeah. Aye. um, I was just going to finish off by saying that, like, you know, it's been a big year for us, it's been a big year too. This is like a time of change, and we've made the kind of visual changes, but as well as that, going forward, not losing sight of getting better and better in a support capacity, and not just in how we look, which is important, but not as important as the support that we provide you. So that's me. I guess, yeah, I suppose I should maybe leave the stage. It's dark. Did I not? No. Yeah.
But in the meantime, again, Eilish, if we can just take questions.
Yeah,
in the
if there's any
Q&A,
questions.
but yeah, there's a lot of work going on into our refresh, and I'm sure you'll agree it's looking really good. So we're happy to talk about it. So thank you very much, Eilish.
Ah, no problem.